Alright. Oh, sorry about that. Also, if you guys want these, they're in the description below. You guys can check out the whole merch site, but right now, since it's all COVID season, if you guys need a mask, might as well get one of these beautiful babies. So, if you guys want to check that out, I'll leave it down there. But right now, that's not what you're here for. You are here to see what decks you should be using at the card table, right? You're a magician. You love to use card tricks at the card table, love to play poker, love to do all sorts of different fun sleights. So I'm going to be showing you guys my top 5 decks that I love to use for sleights in at the card table. Now there's definitely a difference between at the card table and more like just performing magic. So I have done a top 5 for that already. I'll leave that video right down there if you guys want to check that out right after this video. But this is decks for the card table. So let's get into it. So without any further ado, subscribe and ring the bell so you guys can get notified when I'm putting out all these really fun videos. And let's get into it right now. So the first one, of course, we have the purple Monarch playing cards. Now, were you really that surprised by that? No, you probably weren't. Because one, this back design was used in Now You See Me. It is a simple, it is detailed, it is elegant, it's Theory 11. Theory 11 creates magic at the card table decks. Absolutely beautiful. The stock is beautiful, the faces are all simple, and what you're already going to know. There's nothing out of the ordinary and crazy about it. It is simple, it's beautiful, and it's done to perfection, which is why the purple Monarch playing cards are at number 5. Now at number 4 we have the Golden Gatorbacks by David Blaine himself. Now David Blaine, in my opinion, is literally the best street magician to ever live. So being the best magician, honestly, what I think is overall, yes, I think David Blaine is the best overall magician to ever live. David Copperfield, everybody, doesn't matter. He is the best magician personally. So when he came out with this deck of cards, I hopped all over, and especially since it is golden, done in this metallic foil, absolutely gorgeous back design. So again, it's super intricate, it looks beautiful, and is completely set up for magicians, being in a set stack, I believe, when it comes in the deck. I have done a full review on it, which I can leave in the description for all the decks that I've reviewed. Plus, they're all 10% off, or at least most of them are 10% off in the description. So when you guys, if and when you buy them, hopefully I can save you guys some money while I'm doing it. So all these are 10% off, and this deck I have reviewed. So seriously, super elegant deck, looks beautiful, and created by the best magician ever. So you know that you're going to love it when you handle it as well. Now at number 3 we have bee playing cards, but specifically the Golden Bees, the Club Special Golden Bees. Now, I don't know if you know much about bee playing cards, but they're basically like the equivalent to Bicycle. And when I say that, don't take offense to that, here's what I mean. They're a standard, right? Bicycle playing cards are the standard for the playing card industry. When you go out and perform, most likely what every spectator is going to know is Bicycle playing cards. Now, when you're talking about doing things at a card table, and you're trying to do like tabled tricks and sleights, this is going to be your standard for that. It's bee playing cards. One, it's a bordered design. It's super intricate. It's really simple. The fact that you have a simple and intricate design has like a honeycomb type pattern, but at the same time, it's really just crisscrosses, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love this deck, and I love performing sleights with it because it hides every single move that you're trying to do. So when you're trying to perform sleights and you slightly mess up, get it? This deck is going to be the one that's going to hide those moves, which is why this deck is my number 3. Now at number 2, we have the Remedies deck by Daniel Madison and Daniel Snyder. Both of these people are extremely well-known magicians and designers in the magic community. So the fact that the two Daniels collabed on this deck clearly means you're going to love it for magic. Number 2, it's a very simple deck. There's not a ton going on in the back design, so this is not going to be a deck that a spectator will be like, oh, that looks suspicious. There's so much going on and it's not quite normal. It's hard to be suspicious with a deck that's this simple. Now, with it comes so many cool extra bonuses in this deck, including different magic effects and reveals and things like that. They're all in this deck that they put into, of course, because they are magicians themselves, and they would want to use something that they made. And they're not going to use something that they made if what they made is not good, right? It's pretty simple. So, when they created this deck, they had the magician in mind, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So again, if you want to check out the review, I'll leave it down below. But seriously, that is a really, really easy number 2. Now, before we get into number 1, I have 2 honorable mentions, which would be number 7 and number 6. Now, at number 7, we have the red High Victorian playing cards. Now, this is a deck that you can only get at Target because Theory 11, again, a deck that is super well known for magicians, only collabed with Target to sell these playing cards, which is where I got them. But the reason I love these so much is because of this back design and because of that tuck box. I mean, seriously, the back design, of course, the 311 back design, looking gorgeous. And this tuck box, no one does tuck boxes really better than 311. Even if you look at my top 5 tuck boxes that I did, there were, I believe, multiple 311 decks in that one top 5. I mean, seriously, again, I'll leave that video if you want it too, but seriously, it's such a cool tuck box, such a cool back design, and feels amazing in your hands, which is why I would use this at the card table. But for my number 7, simply because some of the court cards are a little bit harder to recognize. So, let's get into number 6. Now at number 6, we have the Black Roses Club Special by Daniel Snyder. Again, a Daniel Snyder deck. Again, super simple. This is a beautiful deck. Comes in an amazing stack when you take it out of the box. So it comes in set up for Magic. You unwrap it, you get into Magic effects. Again, super simple. The faces are all exactly what you recognize, and it feels great in your hands. Everything a magician at the card table needs. It's not going to be over the top crazy. It's simple, it's elegant, and it's perfect, which is why this deck is my number 6. And my number 1 deck that I would use at the card table, which is 10% off in the description below, we have the Parlor Deck by the Gentleman Wait. Now, his newest deck is on Kickstarter currently and absolutely killed it. I mean, seriously, it funded in like 4 minutes. He's a fellow playing card reviewer and loves sleight of hand magic, especially parlor magic, card table magic. That is where he specializes, and because of that, he created a fantastic deck for it with the Parlor Deck. So the Parlor Deck looks fantastic in all sorts of rustic, more at the table parlor settings, and it looks so good. Now, this is a deck that's a little bit of a thicker deck, but it also is a softer deck, a more buttery, thick deck. So if you have decks like this, you know what I'm talking about. It's on a premium stock, but it's been crushed, I believe, since it has to have been crushed because of how buttery it feels. I mean, seriously, this deck is literally a thicker deck, but at the same time, it literally just glides like butter. Now, this was the last deck printed by Cardamundi on this stock, which was really sad for me because I was thinking about printing Descendants playing cards on this stock, but then they got rid of it, so now I'm going to USPCC. But, sorry, that's a side note. This deck is honestly just gorgeous. The amount of things that the Gentleman Wake packed into this deck is honestly unreal. Now, the back design's super simple, but at the same time, super intricate. It has reveals. It has super cool jokers. The court cards are a little bit twisted to make them fit the theme of the deck, of all parlor themed, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. So if I'm going to go to a parlor, if I'm going to go to do table magic, if I'm going to be going performing at the card table, this is going to be the deck I'm going to be playing poker with and everything. So if you want to pick this deck up, I'll leave it below. And if you guys like this top 5, seriously, please make sure to smash the like button. And if you like all these different top 5s around playing cards, sleight of hand magic, cardistry, and our whole world that we live in on a daily basis, please make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. Because seriously, it does take a lot of time to film different videos like this with those top 7 decks of cards, choosing through all those 100 over there with a couple over there and tons more down at the bottom, and going through all this stuff, editing. I want to be able to put time in for you guys, that way you guys get the best content possible. So hopefully I can bring that to you guys. So it would mean the world to me if you guys would stick around for the journey. And that's simple enough by doing something that's completely free, by like clicking a red button and then hitting the notification bell afterwards. So hopefully you guys will join me around for the ride, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is Card Perfect, signing off.